Happy morning.
Happy morning.
My name is Leonie, and on behalf of our SIA, who is also our Division I Director, Social Alvin Albert, who happens to be at Kota Kinabalu for District 87 Conference, I would like to present you our house rule. The first rule would be, please rename yourself. If you are one of the role takers, please rename your role and then your name. And if you are a Toastmaster, put TM and then your name and the club name. And if you're a guest, please put the letter G in front of your name. We would also love to see your beautiful faces, so please turn on your camera if possible. And keep your microphone on mute while others are talking. But unmute your microphone when it is your turn to speak. And to make this meeting lively, please be fully present on this meeting. You can give reaction, comments, or encouragement on the chat box. Last but not least, have fun and enjoy this meeting. And all right. Happy morning once again. And if anyone asks why is that I greet you with happy morning, when it's obviously an evening, because in SCBD we want to simulate the spirit of happy morning. So on behalf of our president, Toastmaster Andika, who is also in Kota Kinabalu, I would like to welcome all of you to SCBD Toastmasters Club, where it is appreciative, warm, energetic, and experienced. SCBD Toastmasters Club is part of the Toastmaster International, a global nonprofit organization that has been established since 1924, empowering individuals in public speaking and leadership development. Toastmaster operates in 144 countries with 14,700 more clubs and 280,000 members all over the world. So it also have a massive network. SCBD Toastmasters Club itself built in 2005 with the mission to provide guidance in achieving education progress. We also want to provide you with a member-centric mentoring program and a warm club environment. If you join as the members of the Toastmasters, you will also have the learning experience of Pathways learning experience. It is divided into 5 levels, from mastering fundamentals to demonstrating your expertise. We also have this SCBD mentoring pairs because we believe in mentorship program. Next, we also hold weekly meeting every Friday at 7 to 9 p.m. with the first and fourth week is a hybrid meeting. The second and the third week is an online meeting. If you want to join us on site, you can come to the Ministry of Education Library at Perpustakaan Kementerian Pendidikan, Kebudayaan, Riset, dan Teknologi Republik Indonesia at Jalan Jenderal Sudirman, Senayan, Jakarta. Okay, so those are a little bit about Toastmaster and SCBD Toastmaster Club. And now with the power vested in me, I would like to officially open this meeting. And next up, let's welcome our Toastmaster of the meeting for today, Toastmaster Wilson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me? Yes, we can.
Yes, we
All
can.
right, thank you very much, Toastmaster Donna. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, welcome to SCBD Toastmasters Club. My name is Wilson. I am serving you today as the Toastmaster of the meeting. Today, we had a wonderful meeting theme, which is called How to Learn English as an Adult. Because to be honest with you, back when I was still a child, learning English is not the same as when I was learning English as an adult. Terima kasih. So basically, this time when we are adults, we don't have any time to do anything besides work and rest. Maybe some of us want to develop our skills in communicating in English. Now, this is exactly the very good time for us to learn how, because we are going to have an awesome moderator moderating the awesome speaker, sharing with us the knowledge she has gotten in New York. But first, let me introduce to you, because in Toastmasters meetings we have evaluations, the general evaluator who will be introducing her team for tonight. And let us welcome our general evaluator, Toastmaster Nanda from Jakarta Motivators. Please, the stage is yours.
I don't think Toastmaster Nanda is available to speak yet.
Okay, I'm so sorry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to general evaluator, I would like to extend our warmest welcome to the members and guests over the neighboring clubs. We have our Toastmasters godmother, distinguished Toastmaster Min from Ultimate Toastmasters Club. Welcome to SCBD meeting. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you could enjoy this meeting. We also have some people from the Gunung Sewu Toastmasters Club, one of which is Toastmaster Florentina. Hello, thank you very much for coming. We also have one of our own member from Metropolitan Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Nabila, helping out as ballot counter. Thank you very much for coming. Up next, we also have someone coming far away from Malaysia, from Toi Haan Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Kayum, welcome to SCBD. I hope that you would enjoy this meeting as well. Sorry. Aha, thank you very much for the correction. So apparently Toastmaster Nanda is the president. Thank you very much, fellow president. Welcome. I'm sorry I didn't recognize your role at first. Please accept my heartfelt apologies. And who else do we got? We also have our evaluator coming far away from Bhinneka Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Dini, right? Yes, I hope I got the name correct. So yeah, and also I extend our warmest welcome to our edu speaker for tonight, Toastmaster Naya, who is already waking up early just for her to deliver her edu session in this meeting. Thank you very much for your commitment to this meeting. I hope that all of us can learn tonight. So while I am filling in, can I also welcome our general evaluator, Toastmaster Nanda, to the stage to introduce her team of evaluators?
Yes. I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything before. Now I can hear you. Yes, please. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Nanda, and today I'm serving as a GE or General Evaluator. Oh wait, my video. Okay. Can you see my face? Oh, okay. Yes. Today in this session we have roles for the meetings, and without any further ado, I will call the role takers. We have our grammarian, Toastmaster Leonie. Toastmaster Leonie, please introduce your role.
Happy morning once again, every fellow Toastmasters and guests for today, and I'm also your grammarian. What is a grammarian duty? It's my duty to take notes of any English that we can use to expand our vocabularies and our speech content. It is also my duty to take notes of every beautiful quotes, phrases, and thoughts that may arrive in this meeting. It is also my duty to introduce our word of the day. I would like to share you my screen. Wait. So word of the day is possible. Can you all unmute yourself and say a word of the day?
Possible.
Possible.
Possible. That is correct. Possible. It's an adjective. It is able to be done within power or capacity of someone or something. I do have this sentence example for this word. At the SCBD Toastmasters Club, it is possible to enhance your public speaking skills while learning English effectively. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, make sure you use this word of the day whenever it is possible. That is all from me as your grammarian for today. Back to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Leonie. Yes, it's very possible to use our WOD possible because it's a common words, yeah. And I wish people can elaborate your message by mentioning possible. Okay, so the next one we're gonna have our WOD counter, which means Toastmaster Koyum. Toastmaster Koyum, please introduce yourself and your role.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that everyone agree with me that when we repeat things, it will be always remembered. Now, I would suggest that we all not going to do that here today. As the counter and the word of the day counter for today, my responsibility is to count all the repeated words, which is unnecessary to be put in your sentences today, whether it's going to be the or any Indonesian filler words like yeah, and also I would say any repeated words like you know, and also the repeated words of and. So, ladies and gentlemen, repetitions only work in artists, but we're not one of them. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's enjoy our meeting today with the word of the day, possibles. With that, back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, our NWOD counter. The next one, I'm gonna call our timer. We have Toastmaster Ellen. Toastmaster Ellen.
Okay, thank you, Madam GE, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Ellen, and tonight I'll be the timer. I will time the edu session, Q&A, prepare speech, table topic speakers, as well as the evaluations. I'll also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red background, which denote specific times remaining. In order to be eligible for voting, speakers need to finish the speech within the time allocation. Edu session speech will be 18 to 25 minutes in length. At 18 minutes, I'll change my background into green. At 23 minutes, the background will change to yellow. At 25 minutes, it will change to red. So the speakers need to wrap up their speech in less than 30 seconds. Meanwhile, the prepared speech should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I'll change my background into green. At 6 minutes, the background will change to yellow. At 7 minutes, it will change to red. And the next one is table topic speaker should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll change my background into green. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, the background will change to yellow. At 2 minutes, it will change to red. At this point, speakers need to wrap up into their speech in less than 30 seconds. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll change my background into green. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the background will change to yellow. At 3 minutes, at this point, speakers need to wrap up their speech in less than 30 seconds. So you will see my background change from green, yellow into red. Thank you. Back to you, GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ellen. And we have also ballot counter. It is Toastmaster Nabila. Toastmaster Nabila, you ready? Is it possible for you to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, GE. So happy morning, everyone. I'm Nabila. And today I will be your ballot counter. As a ballot counter, I will be responsible to collect the votes. So basically, at the end of every session, I will put the link on the chat box. So please later on do check your chat box, click the link, and then vote your favorite speaker. And I will announce the favorite speaker at the end of the session. So that's all my job for today. Back to you, GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nabila. And another role is table topic evaluator. It's gonna be for Toastmaster SK. Toastmaster SK, would you mind introduce yourself if it is possible?
Thank you, Madam G. Hello, good evening, everyone. As table topic evaluator, I will listen and evaluate every participant in table topic session so we can elevate our impromptu skills. I think that's all. Back to you, GE.
Thank you, our TTE, Toastmaster SK. We also have personal evaluator for each speakers, and we have moderator for the edu session. So that's all my team for tonight. I will give the control back to our Tom, Toastmaster Wilson. Toastmaster Wilson, please, the screen is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nanda, for the lengthy and comprehensive introduction, and also to the general evaluators teams. Thank you very much for introducing your roles and yourself. Now, before we begin the first session, I would like to brief you on what is going to happen in this meeting. Now, on the first session, we are going to listen to what is called a prepared speech session, where this is the showcase of members trying to complete their projects of the pathways in the forms of the speech. Tonight, we have only one speaker and one evaluator because at the second session, we are going to have an edu session, which is the main cake of the show. The edu session will be something called How to Learn English as an Adult, and we, as mentioned by the general evaluator, will have a moderator in order to lead the session. And then after the edu session, we will give the chance to members and guests alike to participate in table topic session, basically an impromptu speech session where we want to learn how to respond to unexpected questions in 1 to 2 minutes. And then the last but not least, we are going to conduct the evaluation session where everything is going to be evaluated and we will learn the feedback from the evaluators team. Okay, now without further ado, let us go to the first session. This time, we are going to listen to the speech of a member in SCBD Toastmasters Club. And I would not want to introduce her myself. I would instead call for the individual evaluator, who is none other than Toastmaster Dini. Toastmaster Dini, the stage is yours. Please introduce your speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the meeting. So today, it's an honor for me to be the evaluator of Toastmaster Dede, who is doing his or her. Okay, her project on level 3. And then this project is to inspire your audience. So the goal of this project is for her to practice writing and then delivering a speech that inspires others. And then for Toastmaster Dede to inspire all of us here in the room. And I guess we cannot wait to hear her inspirational story. So without further ado, please help me welcome our amazing speaker for tonight, Toastmaster Dede, Balancing Act, Toastmaster Dede.
Happy morning, fellow Toastmaster and guests. So, who here feel like you live for paycheck to paycheck? I think someone of you raise hand. Okay, so do you ever feel like you are living frugally, but there is no happiness? Or do you find yourself spending a lot, or we can say it's YOLO, but there is no saving at your bank account? So fellow Toastmaster and guests, So this is this is the challenges for the Generation G, those who were born in the 1997 until 2012, and even for all of the millennial generation, such as like me. Because in my generation, I am not learned about the financial literacy from my parents or in our school. Even I got the major in accounting in my university because it's driven to manage the financial for the company and ourselves. So in the first time when I go to Jakarta at my first job, I was live with the frugally. So I saving a lot of my salary and I just take some of the petty cash for my live in Jakarta. But you know, my feeling is empathy. I cannot go spend with my friends to hang out or some to take a picture together in the photo box or something like that. Because in the weekend, I just spend a time in my home and just with my laptop and just reading the book or something else without interaction with the people. So I just interact with them only in my company when I work in daily office hour. So basically when I communicate with them in the office is like a natural, but sometimes when in the weekend I feel empathy because I don't have any experience in the Jakarta. So one of my coworkers said to me, Dede, I believe the saving is very important, but the saving or the investment is not only for the money, but you have also to make invest for yourself, with your friends, with enjoy the present. So so for that, I try to join with my coworkers to make the hangout in the weekend, or maybe after office hour, I join with them for the dinner or something else. And it's really good get having time with them, chit chat and communicate about what is their hobby and what is their goal for the living and something else. But the problem is I do a lot for spending my money for dinner with my friends or in the weekend for just get the fun as a temporary, and I forgot about my goals for the financial. So in this first, I need to balance from my frugally and my enjoy and my future. So in my experience, I try to find out what is the problem in my finance, in myself, or in my habit. So I can balance about the happiness and also for live in my future. The first is the frugal, basically is the balancing between the saving and enjoying the present, between the frugality and the YOLO. Because if we just frugal, sometimes we forget about our health. And sometimes we forget about to make our body enjoy and just feeling the award about what we do in our work. And the solution is I make a list. So it's okay to make the award for ourselves, such as by the smartphone more than usual, or like make the good dress for the office, because sometimes the good things it will be make more us confident like me. And another thing is maybe the FOMO effect, fear of the missing out. You know, me and maybe all of the generation Z or the millennial, we spend a lot of time in the screen, Instagram, TikTok, or something else. We see a lot of my friends like going to vacation every time, every week, maybe every day. And it's like to make me feeling, oh, I need to go there, or I need to make a vacation like them, or I need buy this one or buy these things. It's okay if we not doing like others, because the life is about me, about us, not about them. So we have to set our goals about the financial or about our daily life. Maybe if we want to vacation with our family or our friends, you can make a scheduling of the target, maybe just like 6 months, one times, not for the 1 weeks or 1 day. And another thing is the financial literacy. I believe so. For me, even I study in the accounting, I need more to make the list for how I can learn from the personal financial, because it's different with the company financial. So I just need to discipline for the saving first when I get the salary, and then after that I can make the budgeting to allocate the expense that I need in the future, maybe such as for the personal or just for the utilize expense or the holiday or something else. So we can enjoy the present, but we can saving our money. And fellow Toastmaster and guests, it's all from me. Back to our Tom. Thank you.
Could you, I'm so sorry. Could we have a virtual round of applause for our only speaker for tonight, Toastmaster Dede? Wow. Financial literacy, yes. If I may add to your story, I have a mother who is extremely frugal. So you see, she is a very calculating person. She saves money a lot. And then at some point in our life, I said to her, Mom, why do you save so much money? I have never seen you laugh. I have never seen you smile. Don't you think you could spend some of that money to, to enjoy your life a little bit more? And then at first she was like, huh, you're just my child. You cannot tell me to do anything. But after years and years of, it really was years of, trying to convince her, she was finally able to spend her money little by little. Her frugal side is still there, but after I see her spending her money for the loved ones, buying my dad some snacks, and then also buying things for herself, I saw her smiling and laughing together with the family. So, ladies and gentlemen, really, there is nothing wrong with your lifestyle. If you want to be frugal and you enjoy it that way, please do so. But if you want to enjoy your life with the limited time we have here on earth, then it probably is going to be a good idea to budget yourself and just let yourself enjoy the present. Thank you very much for the very wonderful lesson from Toastmaster Dede. Could I have the timers report, please?
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster at the meeting. The time report for speaker one is 7:11.
7-Eleven. Oh, no, 7-Eleven. It's not the name. Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Ellen. Very well, Toastmaster Dede. Congratulations. You have been automatically chosen as the favorite prepared speaker for tonight. So let us not do the ballot counting for this session yet. Okay, so that is it for the prepared speech session, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is the time for us to witness the moment we have been waiting for, the Edu session, which will be led by the moderator I am about to introduce to you. So the moderator is a very dear friend of mine. I first encountered her in her own club, SCBD Toastmasters Club, because at that time I was and still am a fan of the SCBD Toastmasters Club. I remember back then last year when we were trying to tackle the contest together. Basically, we were competing at the same contest, which is the District Table Topics contest. At that time, our club, the Metropolitan Toastmasters Club, was very kind enough to let me invite Toastmaster Dona to practice together with us. Now, sadly, neither of us won at that time, but certainly we did win an experience of a lifetime, which is to go on stage speaking with a lot of people in front of us. And now, this very wonderful person is hailing from the special economic zone of Batam, currently changing her life to become an aspiring digital marketer. So let us welcome our moderator for tonight, Toastmaster Dona.
Happy morning, everyone. Please unmute yourselves.
Happy morning.
Happy morning. How are you doing this wonderful Friday night? Hope you guys are
Happy.
doing good. Oh, very happy. So am I. So, welcome everyone. My name is Donna, and I am the Vice President of Education at SCBD Toastmasters Club. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Wilson, President of Metropolitan Toastmasters Club, for the very warm and kind introduction. Yes, he is my blood sworn enemy, but also a very good friend of mine. I'm just playing. Okay, Wilson. Okay. I am here to welcome you to our long-awaited educational session with a very special speaker of ours. And the title of tonight will be Learning English as an Adult, which is something that we all aspire to do. It's the true reason that we're here in Toastmasters. So we would like to welcome our educational speaker. But first of all, I'd like to introduce herself first. So our educational speaker for tonight will be Hasna Naila, or Naya. Naya is an educator and a master's student in the International Education Program at New York University. Naya was an exchange student in the USA with the KL Yes Youth Program in 2014 and 2015. And in 2019, she studied abroad at Singapore Management University. In the past, Naya has worked for Skolagical, Scoters, Amnesty International Indonesia, among others. In 2020, she also became the co-founder of Bisa Belajar, an organization which supports access and quality of education. So, let us welcome Naya to the stage. Hey.
Hi, everyone. Hello. Happy morning from
Hello.
New York. And it's actually morning here. So thank you so much, Kaduna, for
Happy
this.
morning. No, thank you for being here. We love having you. So, hi. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Okay. So,
Okay,
yes.
how are you?
Oh, I'm very much good. It's in the morning, so I'm still very fresh, ready to start the weekend. It's Friday, so ready to go.
Let's go. Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about yourself other than probably the introductions? And can you tell me a little bit about how you started learning English? And then we can maybe go into the few questions that we have.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so hi again. Hello, everyone. My name is Naya. I am currently a master's student at New York University studying international education, but I would say that I'm also an educator myself. I was an English teacher. Well, I've been an English teacher for the past 6 years-ish, mostly teaching IELTS, but I think teaching adults has been one of my most specialties, meaning that I love teaching adults. I love adult learners, and I do think that we as adults are, perpetual learners. We are learners until the day we die. And so I think I really value the time that we have tonight, or whichever you are calling this call from. I'm happy to talk about my experience, but also I'm also looking forward to also learning from you all, because learning is always a two-way street. So thank you so much once again for the introduction.
Thank you. You said you had a little bit of an icebreaker activity for all of us?
Yes, because I do think that learning and education should be fun. So I think I would actually start this session with just a little icebreaker. I do have something called a find something game. I'm sorry, the name is not as creative. I'm not sure if you have played this game before, but how it works is that I will give you a prompt and you have to find something around you that fits a certain criteria. So for example, it's going to be like find something blue. And then you have to look around and like find something that is in blue color. Find it within 7 seconds. And I will explain to you later why it's 7. But well, it's just like let's just make it 7 for the sake of this game. But yeah, so essentially very easy. You just need to find something within 7 seconds, show it to the camera if you can. And then if we have time, maybe we can ask someone to tell. But if not, then we can just proceed to the next prompt. Is that understood enough for everyone? Do I need to repeat myself? Nope, we're good, right?
I
Okay,
think we're good. Mhm.
great. Okay, so the first prompt would be is to find something that is soft. You have 7 seconds.
Sure.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, all right. Okay, does anyone want to share what they found? You can unmute yourself if you want to.
My personality is soft.
Your
Awesome.
is soft. I expected someone would say that. I always happens when I play this game with everyone.
Confident.
Okay, let's just move on to the next one, to the next prompt. Find something that was not made or sold in your country. So something that's not from your country. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I know that maybe people are joining from other countries as well. So I want to hear someone, what did you find?
Damn.
What is that? Oh, okay. Oh, I see people are like raising their phones, of course, because probably in most cases your phone was not made in your own country. Okay, last one is the last prompt is to find something that you like or something that that is associated with your hobby. Okay? So something that you like, that you enjoy, and it can be anything from your hobbies. Okay, so 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Oh my God. Is that a I see Farhat right there with the Nintendo, right? That's a Nintendo. What's it called?
Yes, yes, this is Nintendo Switch.
Yes. What's your favorite great game?
For now, my favorite games is Xenoblade 3, if you know, but the second one is Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Well, I'm not finished it yet, but it's really enjoy to play that game.
Great, 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 great. So, oh my God. Okay. So, I know that. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your games. I see a lot of very interesting stuff up there. I myself would probably present you my K-pop photo card. I am very much into K-pop, and so this is my K-pop photo card. I'm into NCT Dream, and wish me luck for today. There is a ticketing war for their tour in America, but that's for another topic. But anyway, I think to answer Kadona's questions earlier about, how I started learning English, it actually started from something that I liked. And it was actually when I was growing up, I liked watching Disney Channel and like High School Musical, Camp Rock, those sorts of movies. And when I was watching, I never really understood a lot of the words when I was watching. And so I think that kind of experience led me to actually learn English in a lot more, intensively, because I feel like I needed to understand what Sharpay was talking in the movie, or what the songs were about, or like what certain words meant. And so I think that is also going to be something that we can also talk about tonight, is also to learning English is not just learning English. It's also about learning about yourself as a person. So I think we can also talk more about that. If Kadona, you have some questions for me, feel free to ask them.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for sharing that. Actually, that was my gateway to not English, but other languages. I used to study Japanese and Korean because I'm a fangirl and I wanted to know the lyrics. Like, sorry, girl. It
Yes,
worked.
it worked. It
Yeah,
worked. Of course, definitely.
it really does. Actually, probably my first question for me would be based on your experience so far teaching English for adults, what do you think are the biggest hurdles learning English as an adult?
That's a very great question. And I think that myself as an adult will also have different answers with everyone else here, but I think one of the main common challenges that I encounter when I'm teaching or when I'm also learning as an adult, because I also, as much as I'm an educator, I'm also a learner, right? I think one of the biggest hurdles or challenges that I mostly encounter is, of course, the fact that we are all adults, we're very busy. We don't have all the time in the world to specifically focus on learning English. It's not like we go to school and we attend classes and the classes will have English classes, right? And so I think that part definitely does give a lot of people challenges. Uh, I do think also another thing that is also another challenge on top of that, and it's also quite related to the hecticness part that I mentioned before, is the fact that many of us sometimes feel like we're on our own when learning English. I understand that you all here have a very wonderful community, the Toastmasters Club, not only in Indonesia, but also from around the world, and that is great. But when you go back to your work, sometimes it's you that is the only person speaking in English. Or if you are, talking in your social media and it's only you uploading things in English, for example. And so it can feel like as isolating almost. It's almost like, hey, I only speak English when I come to these sessions. But other than that, once I'm off from here, I'm on my own. So I think those two are the most common challenges that I encountered.
Mm. Is that something you also experience yourself, that you're busy, that you have no one else to talk to?
I
Mm.
I think yes, of course. I mean, even as much as I am in an environment where I am now expected to speak English on a daily basis, right? Sometimes there are words that I do not know how to translate, for example, or I when I go back to Indonesia and I try to talk to people who don't necessarily speak English, of course, I've experienced it a lot. And so I think in a way it's part of being an adult. I think recognizing it that okay, this is challenging, and once you know that it's challenging, then how do we move forward and how do we fix it is the next question, right? And so, but I think it's gonna be it's gonna be a little bit too naive for me, if I may say, to say that, oh, it's very easy. It's like I can talk in English very, what do you call it, easily and all that. And but it's okay to make it to think of it as a challenge, right? And challenges are actually good. It helps you grow, it helps you learn, and that's what life is all about. I'm sorry this turned very philosophical, but as an adult, that's, I think, that kind of like reflection and understanding is what differentiates us from learning English as a child. As a child growing up, you just learn English for the sake of tasks or classes or whatever. But now, as you grow older, you start to think of learning English as something bigger than just, acing exams, for example. So,
Wow, thank you. Which actually that brings me to my next question, and that is, people do still learn English for exams. They want to ace the IELTS, they want to ace the TOEFL. That's why they come to you. That's why they come say to me, for example. Where do we start in order to step away from that mindset that, oh no, I'm just studying English for an exam. I just want to go to grad school. And no, English isn't just for grad school. What are your thoughts?
Thank you. That is a very good question. I do think though that it is very, very important to not only think of exams as a goal, but it's also a means for you to learn. And so one thing can be true at once, right? Two things can be true at once. And so if you think as, okay, I need to ace this IELTS test, I need to ace this TOEFL test, but you can also use it as a means or as a way for you to learn about English, to also improve your English skills, to improve your public speaking skills, to improve your understanding about the world. And if you think of it that way, I'm pretty sure that you're not necessarily just chasing, those high scores, but you also think of it as your own self-development, if that makes sense. And so I think just reframing your thoughts and perspectives into thinking, hey, it's a means, and that I'm not just knowing. For example, in IELTS, we have like a specific question that you need to answer. Oh, I know how to answer this question, but also, what does this question want me to learn? Because IELTS and those exams actually, they have intentions, they are made specifically to assess your English capabilities. And so, for example, if a question asks you, for example, I'm just giving you an example. I don't know if maybe some of you have taken the IELTS test before. One of the question asks for example, like a true false not given, right? So you are given a paragraph and a statement, and you have to determine if the statement is true or false, or there is no specific information in the text. And so not only do you have to, know the answer to that question, but also understand why is this question formatted true, false, not given. Oh, apparently it's because we, as an English speaker, needs to always verify information every time we learn something or every time we read something. And so understanding the intention behind each questions in those exams can definitely help you to learn more as you go, and not only just to make sure that, hey, I'm just acing exams for, the scores, but also, why am I learning this? Why are these questions, tailored like this? And so by understanding that part, I think you can move from making the exam as a goal, but also as a means to excel.
Thank you. Because as soon as we change that paradigm from, oh, it's just an exam, to, no, I want to understand this movie, I want to understand these lyrics, then you have more of an intention in learning and not just blah, blah, I'm just acing this multiple choice exam, right?
Yes, definitely. Yes, yes.
So this next question is a little bit unique, and maybe it might not have the same answer for everyone, but I think I'd like to ask, how do we stop thinking in our native languages?
That's a great question once again. So I do think that I want to emphasize the first thing that I shared to you earlier before about how it's okay to think of these as challenges. It's okay to think that, hey, why am I not speaking in English the whole time? It's okay to think that, oh, it's a challenge for me. It's a hurdle for me. It's okay to think that way. So I think the first thing is that you need to understand that, hey, it's a challenge, right? And it's fine. Challenges, once again, are fine. And the fact that you've been thinking in your own native languages for so many years, Probably a lot of you here, and most of you, I think, you were born into this world, and the first thing that your parents say to you were said in your native language. So you've had this mindset for this many years. And for you to change that, it will also take years. So be patient with yourself. So you don't necessarily have to rush and think of, oh, I have to now think the Jaxal way, like code switching languages all the time, which is what I also do, by the way. But what you can also think about is like, I've been doing this for years. And so to change that, it will also take years. And take your time. Once again, we're all perpetual learners here. Take your time. That doesn't mean, though, that you can't make progress at all. You should be making progress. But it's also to think of it as challenge. It's okay to stumble here and there. So, take it as it is, but definitely take your time and find the support that you need, whatever it is, I think.
Thank you. So just as context, Naya and I are Jaxalites, like actually from South Jakarta. And
Yeah.
our neighborhood is notorious for mixing Indonesian and English, like almost in a bad way. But I think it's kind of good. They're just saying that if you are new learners to English, it's definitely okay. Don't pressure yourself to always think in English all the time when you're actually talking in English, because as you mentioned right now, it's not gonna be something that's overnight.
Yes, I think to your point about not stressing out about it, this is also something that I recently learned while I'm in New York, is that a lot of my friends who are here, who are from Indonesia, when they come here, they notice that a lot of times when they are stressed out, they cannot actually speak English the way that they wanted to, which
Really?
is interesting. Sometimes when they are lacking sleep, graduate school, it's always something crazy. And so a lot of times we don't have enough sleep, or we just, we're stressed out about a lot of things. And many of them have actually came up to me and asked, hey, why do I feel like I am not speaking English as fluently? And actually, there are a lot of research you can definitely find those research online that proves how when you're stressed out, it can hinder you from achieving your goals, and it challenges you from gaining the fluency in English as you want it to be. So relax, and I know that it's easier said than done, but you got to start somewhere, and you just, the first step is maybe not to speak English directly. The first step is maybe to relax.
Thank you for bringing that up. So it's actually really important for us not to rush and take a breather so that we can take English as not something to master, but something to befriend, right?
Yes, that is true.
So I'm gonna ask you this though. You did mention about community, about hobbies. Many of us aren't raised in English-speaking environments. Most of us are born in Asia, Southeast Asia. How do we increase active exposure if we don't have it in our environment?
Yes, I do think that what I mentioned before, community is a very important factor, right? And it's challenging because in Indonesia, not everyone speaks English. But the good news is that English speaking community is also very much growing. SCBD is one very big community, but it's not the only one. I can assure you, for example, if you're into K-pop like I am, or if you're into Nintendo Switch like Farhat was earlier before, or if you're into movies, you can definitely find communities everywhere. And from every platform or from every channel too. It can be from YouTube, from Discord, from Instagram, social media, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is that once you find those communities, initiate, start talking, and not just, okay, I'm just following the trends. I'm just here to learn from other members. I'm just here to fangirl. I'm just here to get updates about my whatever game that I'm following. you also need to initiate conversations with everyone else in the community. And this is something that my previous office, I actually was an English teacher in an English course institution in Jogja. And we always say to our students, silence is not golden. Silence is not golden when you're learning English. And so when you're learning English, when you find a community, be curious, ask. It can be as simple or as trivial as, hey, what do you think of the new game update? Or, it can be something as trivial as, what do you think of the new NCT album? Who is your bias? Who is your favorite director, whatever? It can be anything, but initiate that conversation. Silence is never golden. Ask, ask, ask. And the asking process is not only to everyone in the community, it's also asking yourself. And what that means is you need to understand, hey, why does it seem like I'm comfortable when talking to someone, for example, when I'm talking about myself, when I'm asking them about themselves, but when they ask me back, I'm not comfortable in talking about my interest. And so asking yourself, like, where, in what situation am I not comfortable talking in English, for example? And what kind of questions that I struggle with the most, or what kind of situation that I suddenly sometimes go, like I freeze or whatever. Asking yourself questions and knowing where you have challenges in, that can also be a good start. So once again, silence is never golden. Find your community and initiate that conversation, I think.
Thank you. Silence is not golden, because when I have that problem, actually, not the part where I don't ask, but more of, I used to have trouble in like family gatherings because I don't know what to say when people ask me. So I think that's a good start, both socially and when learning English, because if you start from the most familiar things, from your hobbies, from yourself, you're gonna get that step up, right? When you talk about other things.
Yes, yes. Definitely when you start from something you like, it's gonna be a lot much easier. I think different people have their different approaches, right? Some people, they are interested in certain topic and they don't necessarily like to talk about the topic, but they like to learn about other members, for examples. Or, you can different people, they have different approaches, and so you need to find your own approach in learning English. I noticed that some people in the chat, I think, wrote, you can also do um table topic with yourselves. Yes, I definitely encourage that. What I do, this is very, very like nerdy and random, but I sometimes after a very long day, what I do is I just put my phone with me and I turn on the recorder just so that I can talk to myself and talk about, for example, how my day was. Or you can talk about it with your partners, with your, if you have a if you have a romantic partner, or if you have a friend that you talk to every day, or you can just talk to yourself, and record it. I honestly cannot stress this enough. Record it and replay it again and understand, oh, I feel like I have a lot of filler words that I've been using. I have been using a lot of kan. I've been using a lot of tukan or something like that. So notice yourself, understand it, and talk to yourself, talk to your wall, talk to everyone. I don't know. I don't care. Just talk.
I love that. That is so me. I record myself too, and I really find the benefit in doing that. Actually, Nai, we're all adults here, right? Quite literally speaking.
Mhm.
And I believe, since silence is not golden, I think this is the one question that might be in everyone's minds. How do we fight the fear of making mistakes, especially as adults?
That is a good question. I also still struggle with that. So I am in no place actually to answer this, but from my very own opinion, I think mistakes are needed. And you actually should be worried if you are not making mistakes, because that means you're not growing. So if you feel like, why do I always get 100 in this task, or why do I always get 9 in my IELTS listening task, you should be reevaluating and asking yourself, where can I grow? How can I grow, right? And so making mistakes is very common. I don't know if we have time. I don't know if you also have what's it called? Have heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect? It's actually a cognitive bias theory, but the idea is that, when you are learning something and you feel like you don't necessarily know how it works, the good news is, okay, so this is how, sorry, yeah, thank you so much. Yes. So this is, I just want to like highlight this. This is like a line, this is like a graph that basically shows the confidence that we have and the competence, or how much we actually know, right? And so if I understand that some people, when they're making mistakes, they feel like, oh gosh, it feels like I may never understand this. Which, if you look at this, this graph right there, is right there. It actually means that as much as your confidence is low, you have some competence. So you're not starting from zero, actually. So the fact that you are making mistakes means that you actually have made progress, that you are not at the zero. You're not at zero. You have made progress. You are knowledgeable. You have the knowledge. So you're not starting from zero. Mistakes are fine. Mistakes shows that, you have walked this path. Oops, I stumbled. Good news is you can always get up. So it's not it's not the end of the world. That's what I'm saying. Mistakes are not the end of the world. The fact that you've been making mistakes, great. You're a human. You're an adult. You are a very well functioning adult. And that is, I think, that we should always remember when we are learning English or learning anything in this world, essentially.
Thanks so much, Nay. Really appreciate that, and I'm sure that must be encouraging for everyone. Before we go into the Q&A, just one short question. Any other tips for adults learning English in the room?
Thank you. Okay, so I do have this one specific thing that I always share. Actually, it's funny because it was mentioned earlier, 7-Eleven. There is this 7-Eleven rule that I always share. So what that means is that 7-Eleven, right? 7 means that you need to find 7 new words to learn. 1 is within 1 week. Okay, so 7-Eleven. So 7, the first 7 is 7 new words within 1 week. And then the last one is through one, whatever thing that you like. It can be 7 words in 1 week through 1 movie. 7 words in 1 week through 1 friend that I gained from this community. 7 words in 1 week from whatever thing. So 7-Eleven rule. I think you can also find your own way of channeling those rules, but definitely find something that you think. And the 7 part, actually, it's just what I like to do is I like to find 1 new word every day. So it's like 1 word for each day. So definitely, if you encounter something when you are in the KRL and you're and you're scrolling through your Twitter timeline or whatever Instagram timeline, 7 words, sorry, 1 word of the day, and just like look at it, understand what it means, find the synonyms, find how is it used, how those words are used in sentences, and then do this every week, do this every day, and then pretty sure you will gain a lot of new knowledge by the next future. So yeah, that's a very quick tip that I would also share to everyone here.
I love that. Thank you. Super actionable, really quick. Just collect words every day, especially through hobbies, and you'll be Gucci. No, not Gucci, but you'll be on your way.
Mhm.
All right. So I think we're ready to start questions. Please raise your hand and ask, or put your questions in the chat box. Okay, let's check out we don't have questions yet in the chat box. If you'd like to ask, feel free to raise your hand digitally through the feature on Zoom.
I want to ask.
Yes,
question to Don.
please. Hi,
Hi,
Professor Atta.
Naya. Yes, I'm Gayatri Santa from Malang Toastmasters Club. Actually, I just curious about one thing that society sometimes hate. Actually, right now I work in medical industry, and this company sometimes we talk to a colleague in abroad, but the other uh there are things that sometimes my friend just told me like, you are just so English, something like that. Sometimes I know that hearing the bad out it just make you insecure, but not. I know this English is so mean to me, and by that I think it's also the another challenge that I can become overthinking by my friends said to me like that. And the question is how you tackle the the situation that your surrounding not really support on you. Sometimes your family do, and also your close friend, something like that. But the other side, you realize that this English or these skills is really mean to your professional things to make you grow and keep grow. What's your thoughts, Mr. Naya?
Thank you so much for the question, Master Atta. I think it's that is a very common challenge for everyone, right? That the communities sometimes they look down on you. They say your English is not good enough, whatever. Actually, that was also the why I started learning English is that because when I was in elementary school, this was something very like comical and trivial. But when I was in elementary school, my phone, so I used like a very, I don't know if you guys know the brand Sony Ericsson. We used to have a I used to have a Sony Ericsson phone, and my phone was the default setting was that it was meant to be in Indonesian, not English. And when my friend was, playing with my phone, she said, "Why is your phone not in English? Like, can you not speak English then?" It's like people look down on you for certain things. It can be as trivial like, "Why is your phone not in English?" Or "Why can't you understand a certain sentence? Why don't you understand what I'm trying to say?" Those kind of things can be frustrating, right? But those things can also become your motivation to actually learn more. And this is the thing that I also want to highlight is that as much as I did really emphasize a lot on the fact that learning is a communal thing, meaning that when you are learning, you need to find your community, but it's also a very personal thing. So what I mean by that is that it doesn't matter what the community says as long as you are learning yourself, as you are personally learning and teaching yourself new things, you are also learning, and that shouldn't discourage you from progressing when learning English. So it's I think it's a matter of you finding the right community. It's definitely worth, I understand that in Indonesia it's not as easy to, leave a community, for example, or to find a community, but just recognizing that certain communities work for certain people and some don't, and once again it's a very personal thing. So even though your community says one thing, you can also say otherwise, and make it your own personal goals as your own self-development thing.
Thank you, Nai.
Thank you.
I hope that answers to Professor Atta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really mean to me also your thoughts because sometimes you have to take any goals every single your life because you are human they always learn until die, like you say we are a perpetual person that always grows. So that's why you can take it in your mind and your heart that you have to motivate it with your goal. And that's why you have to catch any goal. And by that, you know how to achieve that and also know the main something that you are doing right now. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you to that. Yes, and I hope you have the courage now to squash the haters and ignore them. We have a question from the chat box from Cesar Leone. What kind of goals that we can set up when we're self-learners in English? Please, Nay.
Thank you. That's a very great question. I would argue that you set your own goal, and different goals can be applicable for different people. For example, for myself, I noticed that I speak very quickly, and it's something that I've had since the day I was born, actually, I think. So the goal for myself is to pace myself, to take pauses, and to breathe in and breathe out every time I want to start talking. That's my goal. Your goal can be different things, but it can be something that's essentially not related to English, probably. For example, like what I said before earlier, if your challenge is that you're always stressed out, maybe the first thing that you need to do, the goal is to relax and not to learn English essentially. So the first thing that you do is maybe try to do yoga. I don't know, yoga or whatever things that can make you relax. So it doesn't necessarily have to, oh, my goal is that I need to learn one word every day, one very difficult word, or maybe I need to talk with one foreigner every week. It doesn't have to be, those things. It can also be things that are not necessarily related directly to English, like relaxing, or maybe I don't know, maybe I was thinking of a method that my student did is that they always like to draw. And so when they're drawing, they're actually can map out their challenges in learning English a lot more. So what they do is, this is something that I think my students did that was very, very refreshing, was that she actually tried to draw herself and kind of like she made a drawing of herself and the things that symbolize herself. And so by understanding that, she tries to understand herself and, oh, apparently I like basketball a lot more than I like going to concerts, for example. And so she changed her approach in learning English. So she tried to attend a lot of basketball events with her friends and not to attend a lot of concerts with her friends. And that way she utilized English a lot more in those situations. Um, so it can start from anywhere. Honestly, it doesn't have to be related to English. But if it's related to English, you set your own goal, whether it's one word, one grammar that you learn every day, or one content in English that you learn.
Thank you. Your mileage may vary if that's the saying, right? You get different results for different goals. Everyone has different needs. So
Yes.
thanks, Nay. We have one last question from our VP membership to Mr. Adrian. Learning English is indeed not just staying passive, and we should take an active approach. We're in Indonesia. We always listen to our teachers and whatnot. How do we build that approach as an introvert, such as taking an active approach through talking to people when we're shy? Do you have any opinions for that?
Yes. I do think that this is, once again, I've said this so many times, but if you are curious about other people, sorry, not if you're curious about other people. To build curiosity, you also have to let me reword that. To build curiosity to others, you also have to be curious to yourself. What do you want to know about yourself? And what I mean by that is that, for example, I'm curious about whether I can learn one word every day, right? And then you can ask that question to other people. Or maybe hey, I think I'm curious about my dreams, or I'm curious about how can I excel in this job? And then maybe you can use that question that you ask to yourself to be asked to other people. It is very challenging when you don't necessarily know the questions to yourself, but you can ask that question to other people. This is also another controversial tip that I do, is that when you are confused and when you don't know what you don't know, it's because you haven't read or you haven't known enough. So know enough, it can be, this is going to sound very controversial, but stalking people can actually be a good means. And what I mean by that is that go on their social, if you want to feel like I want to know more about Donna. What does she like? Go on her social media, know what she likes, and ask those questions to her. So, stalking people, knowing, learning a lot more, that can definitely help. As long as you're not doing it in a creepy way. It's like, hey, Donna, I see that from 2007, you did this and you went to Bandung. How was that Bandung experience? I'm like, how do you know that experience from 2007, for example? So, not to make it
Yeah.
creepy, but you get my point. That is that to be curious, you also know to learn and ask yourself questions, I think.
Thank you, Nay. Maybe you meant knowledge is power and you should come armed into the
That is
conversation.
Thank you. You worded it better than I did.
Just making sure that this is not an endorsement for us to like literally stalk people, which I know you're not trying to do that.
No.
Yeah, I feel that when I go to my family gatherings. I'm like, who's this uncle again? Who's this auntie again? And I don't know what to say. So I hit the family tree book and I just, oh, it's this auntie and she works here. And I can go about the 2 hours that I'm there.
Yes.
I love that tip.
Yeah, I think once after you stalk, definitely do not stop at just stalking. I think having, questions that you can word. We always have the 5W and 1H question, right? So like what, where, when, why, how, who, those questions can definitely be a good starter. So for example, if Donna went to Bandung in 2007, you can just ask, where have you lived, growing up, or where were you born, or who do you think is your best friend? And then maybe she would also talk about her childhood or where she lived throughout, growing up, whatever. So definitely use the 5W and 1H questions to start asking questions. But stalking, once again, I am not making it like a creepy way, but you can use it to your advantage in whatever way.
Yes, please come to the conversation armed. All right. We do have one question from the chat, but I'm really sorry, Gustina. Due to time, we're gonna have to keep this for later. So thank you so much, Naya. We have one little tidbit from us, and that is a sweet little certificate for you. So thank you so much for being here. May I have someone who's available to take pictures for us?
Yes, I could.
Okay, thank you, Adrian. So smile in 3, 2, 1.
Correct. Got it.
Thank you so much. Oh, this warms
Thank
my
you
heart.
so much once again.
Yeah, I think.
You have, and I hope you have
Yeah, I
an
think she's
equally good time during your session tonight. Hi, am I back?
Yes, you're still a bit choppy here and there.
I am not back. Hi, am I back?
Yes, now, yes.
Am I back?
Yes, you're good.
You're front.
Okay, fingers crossed. I just want to say thank you, Naya, so much for. Okay, I am front. I'm not back. Okay. So, Naya, they enjoyed learning from you and getting to know all the tips and tricks that we can take when learning English as an adult. So let's unmute ourselves and say anything you'd like. You could say thank you, you could say bye. So thanks, Naya, once again. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Naya.
Thank you, Naya.
So much, and I'm looking
Thank you so much,
forward to connecting
Naya.
with you all. I'll share my social
All
media
right.
chat,
So
but definitely feel free to connect with me later on. Thank you so much for inviting me.
thank you. Thank you. It's our honor. All right, everyone, that marks the end of our educational session. I hope that you get to remember that we can start from our most familiar things, from our hobbies, from finding friends. And even though we're busy, we can always make time to do simple things like learning a word every day, doing one new thing every day. And if that stresses you out, remember to just calm down first before you embark on your learning journey, and don't make it a pressure for yourself. Don't forget to ask. Silence is not golden when you're learning English or when you're in social situations. And record yourself. That gives you more confidence when talking in a brand new language. So, thank you to Naya once again for being here with us tonight. I will now return the control back to our Toastmaster at the meeting, Toastmaster Wilson.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Donna, as well as our Edo speaker, Naya. To everyone, please give them a big virtual round of applause. Thank you very much. I really hope that you found something here that really makes you feel that I didn't regret delivering this session in Toastmasters. Now, if I may summarize the whole edu session in some words, I think that the most important thing is that learning English as an adult is not pretty much different from learning English as a child. I think it is more important that we find an activity that makes us enjoy learning English. So in my case, I love playing games. So next time my mom barges into my room and say, "Wilson, stop playing games." Yeah, I could say, I'm not playing games. I'm learning English. Okay, the second point is that silence is not golden, because if we want to learn how to speak English, then for certain we have to try speaking English. And in my words, silence is not golden, because when you're silent, you're missing golden opportunities. Listen to Mark 2. And then the last point that I learned is that once you have learned English and you want to benchmark yourself, I think it is pretty important for you to take on tests. And just make sure that when you're taking those tests, you're not just set out on accomplishing those tests, but you're also making it as a means for you to learn English. Now, once again, thank you very much, Edu Speaker Naya, for the jam-packed educational season, edu session, sorry, not season. I got so nervous. I hope that everyone here will be able to learn something from you, and I hope that everyone will improve their English, including me. Now, we are going to the third session, which is the most awaited impromptu speech session, aka the table topic session. And this session is special because it is going to be delivered by someone hailing from the signature Toastmasters from South Korea. So without further ado, could I pass the stage on to Toastmaster Min Ji Kim? Could you please lead the session? Thank you very much. The stage is yours.
Okay, thank you. Hi guys, my name is Minji Kim. So I'm from Signature Toastmasters Club, based in Seoul, South Korea. And South Korea, country of NCT Dream. Okay, so it's my first time to join another club, especially in another country. Actually, when I entered the Zoom, I was very surprised that your club has a lot of participants. So I think members in my club should witness your eager attendance here. So thanks to Leonie. Okay, so today I'm in charge of tabletoping master, though I'm a guest. So I hope you enjoy this session with me. So before we start, I'd like to introduce what table topic session is for members who are not familiar with the session. So it is a time where everyone can participate. You can give your creative but reasonable answers voluntarily within 2 minutes. So if you want to be qualified for the ballot, you are required to give your answers for at least 1 minute, but within 2 minutes. So you can check your answer time through a timer. So if the timer shows a green card, 1 minute has passed. If you see a red card, you only have 30 seconds. So please remind yourself of the signal. Okay. Okay, let's start it. So actually, I prepared 6 questions relating to English, but see that we don't have much time. So I just get started with the 3 questions. Okay. Actually, I'll show you. I'll just read the first questions, then you can volunteer to answer. So if there is no one to answer, I'll randomly pick one. Okay. Okay. The first question is, so these questions are quite related to our meeting themes, English as foreign language learners, okay, EFL learners. So the first question is, in what ways do you think the English learning environment should be changed? Okay, in what ways do you think the English learning environment should be changed? So in a positive way to stimulate the active participants from the English learners, especially English as foreign learners. So do you have any questions? Wow, I see
Can I?
3. Yeah,
Hello?
I don't even read your name, sorry.
Yusuf.
Sandra? Sandra?
Yusuf.
Yusuf. Okay. So what do you think?
Can you repeat your question, please?
Okay. So in what ways do you think the English learning environment or English learning classroom or English teaching settings should be changed in a positive way?
That's a great question. We learn English in our old traditional way. And I think we should change it into conversationalist, into communication, something like in the Toastmasters. We don't worry so much about the grammar. We just try to express what we want to say. If we did something wrong, don't worry, because people will correct us. People will give us the right thing. So forget about learning right from the beginning. We have to study the tenses, passive voice, if clauses. Forget about those things, but just concentrate on communication. Remember when we are a baby, when we are babies, we learn to speak with our mom and brothers and sisters without thinking of the grammar. So make the situation just like in the Toastmasters. We speak, somebody asks question, we answer, and at the end, don't worry, somebody is going to give us some improvement, some correction if we are doing something wrong. So ladies and gentlemen, I think the new environment we should apply to the student who want to be able to speak and be better in English. Just look at the Toastmasters. This is the right place and the right example for anyone else. Not an English course anymore. Forget about English course. Talking about grammar, and drilling. What we need is speaking and expressing what we want in the right way. Join the Toastmaster. Grammarian will help us. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Yusuf. Yusuf. I'm not sure if my pronunciation is correct. Okay, but I can relate to his answers because we are not here for judging someone or judging our members, but we're from to encourage and give learner-friendly environment. So thank you, Yusuf, for your first answer. It's very brave. So the second question, okay? The second question is, how do you overcome the obstacles in your English learning? So tell us 2 examples of obstacles and the ways you dealt with them. Okay, 2 obstacles in your English learning experience. So give us 2 examples of them and how did you overcome them? Okay, so this is the second question. So, okay, let's see. We have a Muham and Elios. Sorry for my pronunciation. Okay, who do you want to give an answer to those questions?
Yeah, Toastmaster Minty, you may it's your session. You may choose one of them.
Choose one?
Yes, just one.
Randomly? Okay, then in my screen I see the first Elias. Is your name? Sorry.
Yes. Yes,
Yes,
thank you.
and then okay, and then the third question will go to Muham. Okay.
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 Am I audible
okay.
and visible before I start?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I start. Once upon a day, I was entering a classroom and I got scream from the fellow classmates. They scream aloud. They were singing rock music, and I didn't understand all of those words that been uttered by them. They are singing it so fast with a rhythm. Well, just let you know, I am like kinda tone deaf. I don't know how to differentiate which one is low, which one is high, which one is good, as long as it is easy to listen for me. And yes, at first I have a lot of trouble to listen in listening music. So I try to write down like full of the lyrics of the music and then me put on like fill in the blanks, some words. So like the full lyrics, and then I will miss like 1 to 20 words of the lyrics, and then I will try to listen several times so I can fill it in the blank. For example, the word is eat, so I will put on the eat on the sheet of the paper. And then the other is speaking, because my pronunciation is so bad. I am a Japanese English speaker. So mostly the accent will be like Japanese, a natural Japanese speaker. And it is troubling me. And at one time, I said that it is possible I can become an English public speaker. And then I joined English department. I learned how to do a public speaking. And that's it. I become a better listener and better speaker just doing that exercises. So, do you hear me? Or do you speak with me right now? Do you hear my heartbeat? Back to you, Divya.
Okay, thank you, Alice. I thought he's on some kind of commercial. Okay, thank you for sharing your experience. Yeah, it's really important to overcome our embarrassment, because by doing so, we can go step forward and learn something new. Okay. And the last question, and sorry, Muham, because we normally put the most difficult question into the end. So okay, quite complex, quite difficult to answer, but let's go. So the last question is, okay, due to the rapid advancement of AI, artificial intelligence, due to the rapid development of AI, there has been a voice of unnecessary English fluency, especially in speaking, because the robot can translate our mother tongue into English, right? So some people say, why do we have to learn English? Why do we learn or memorize all the vocabulary? Because we have to this phone, right? We have Google Translate or ChatGPT, those things. Nevertheless, why do you think learning English is important? So give your opinion with 2 reasons. So everyone
you.
understood, yeah.
Can everyone listen my voice? All right, I tried my best to answer the last question. Yes, that's pretty complicated. Why do we need to learn English nowadays? Because yes, in my opinion, everyone speak English, right? When we go around the world, people speak English. So, uh, of course, we have to know more. We have to learn more because everything changing, and English is take big part in our condition now, right? In every side, in every part of the life, English take big part in that. So, in my opinion, we have to learn English. And for now, in my opinion, there is no reason to not to speak English. Why so? Because as you said before, that there are many tools can help us to improve our English. As let's say we have many apps that we can use to improve our English. We have electronic dictionary, and there are so many programs talk about English, let's say podcast and many things. So learning English is very important for us. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mom. Yeah, I agree with him because actually, due to many applications or technology advancements, we have much more opportunities to learn English in more effective ways. So I encourage you and I suggest that you can learn English in more diverse way and meet more diverse people like me. So thank you for your participation. So this is for today's table topic session, and I'll give my control back to Tom. Tom? I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you very much, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Minji. What a wonderful session. I really love how you incorporated the questions from the Edu session to the table topics. Thank you very much for doing that, Kamsahamnida. Now, before we go to the next session, may I invite everyone to turn on their cameras, because we are about to have a photo session, a group photo session of individually, of course. So who should I direct this session to, the photo session, the SAA or VDM?
It is your girl.
Sorry.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So, everyone, please turn on your cameras. We are about to take a picture. So, pictures. Smile in 3, 2, 1. Okay, second page. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Donna, for leading the photo session. Now, this is the end of the sessions led by me, your Toastmaster of the meeting. Thank you very much for staying with me until the very end. And if I have managed to say wrong words or inappropriate words, and you guys feel offended or disturbed, please accept my heartfelt apologies, and it is not done by purpose. So I hope you will enjoy the rest of the meeting, and I will give the control to the last session, the general evaluation session, led by our general evaluator, Toastmaster Nanda. Please, Toastmaster Nanda, the screen is yours.
Thank you, our amazingly amazing, our Tom today, Toastmaster Wilson. Hi everyone, welcome back again with me, Nanda, and now this is my turn to evaluate the whole session. But before I share my evaluation, I will ask the timer first for table topic session. Timer, could you share your report?
Okay, thank you, Madam G. I would like to share the report of time report. Table topic speakers. Speaker 1, Yusuf Chandra is 2 minutes 10 seconds. Speaker 2, Eleos, 2 minutes 27 seconds. And table topic speaker 3, Muham, 1 minute 35 seconds. So all of them are eligible to be voted. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ellen. Wow, congratulations for all speakers. You are eligible to be voted. Now, Toastmaster Nabila, as our ballot counter, will share the link for voting. Please choose your most favorite speakers. Toastmaster Nabila, are you ready?
I've sent the link in your chat box, so please everyone vote your favorite for the table topic speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nabila. Okay, while we are waiting for people's vote their most favorite speakers, I'm gonna call our personal evaluator, Toastmaster Dini. If I'm not mistaken, the name is Toastmaster Dini. Yes, Toastmaster Dini, are you ready to evaluate Toastmaster Dede?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so if it's possible, the screen is yours.
All right. I'm sorry if you hear my cats being noisy. I'm sorry for that. Okay, balancing act. I think it is very inspirational story coming from Toastmaster Dede, because who doesn't need financial advices during current times, right? So here, allow me to share what I love from Toastmaster Dede speech. I have 3 shining moments that I found from your speech. The first one is how you used the questions. So the use of questions in the beginning of your speech help you engage with your audience because you elicit feedback from them. And then that's a very nice way to start your speech in a very engaging way. And the second one is how you make use of the intonation. I noticed that you put some stresses on particular words that you think important. And then it is a brilliant way for us to give some highlights to all the audience, which words or which part of our speech that is worth to highlight. The third one is I noticed you were very composed when you presented your speech. So this very act of yours show your confidence, and then it resonates a positive ambience to the whole performance. And I believe that all these positive elements can be even greater if you can apply these 3 humble recommendations for me. The first one is when you use questions, I recommend you to use specific instruction to engage with the audience. For example, when you ask question, you can probably ask them to raise your hands if you, or probably type 1 if you, blah, blah, blah. So with this specific instruction, you will have a better engagement with your audience. The second one is, I noticed that you try to make points of discussion in your speech with the problems and then the solution with your frugality, enjoyment, and then your future life. Here, to make your points of discussion on point, I think it will be better if you can make it clearly by putting some numbers. For example, so first, for frugality, I find that the problem is blah, blah, blah. So during my, probably my journey on making it better, I find a solution, blah, blah, blah. Second, blah, blah, blah. Third, blah. So making it in a number will make your audience digest the information even better. And then the third one is the closing. Probably you rushed into the time, just like me now, right? Okay, that's okay. It's not a competition anyway. So for the closing, I noticed that you end your speech abruptly by saying goodbye to your audience. To make it even impactful to your audience, you can summarize the points of your discussion in the body and then relate back to the opening with your questions about living paycheck to paycheck, or probably living frugal. So by having the summary and then the related back to the opening, it will make your closing impactful to your audience. All in all, I enjoyed your inspirational story with your questions in the beginning, intonation, stress, and then your composed body language. And I believe with the specific instruction, clear points of discussion, and an impactful closing can make your quality of speech even better. Back to you, RGE.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Dini, for your detailed and comprehensive evaluation. We learn a lot even though you evaluate Toastmaster Dede, but still the evaluation can be implemented by ourselves here. Okay, the next one. Let me call our table topic evaluator, Toastmaster SK, because I believe it's always possible in Toastmaster to improve ourselves better, even though we are the first speaker who joined table topic. So without any further ado, please Toastmaster SK, the screen is yours.
Hi everyone, thank you, Madam GE. So we have 3 participants in our table topic session tonight. The first one is DTM Yusuf. I always love how DTM Yusuf deliver his speech in table topic. The first one is the structure, and the second one is the main point that he emphasized through his speech. And I believe DTM Yusuf could make the speech become greater through the emphasize again how the environment should be changed through communication like in Toastmasters. And our second participant is Toastmaster Elios. I really love how Toastmaster Elios make his tone higher than usual because he can catch the attention of the audience, and also he also answered the question through that how he can overcome all of the obstacles. And I believe it is possible for him to make the speech more fantastic through that restate that how he can overcome and what kind of exercise that he did so he can overcome the obstacles. And the last one, our participant was Muham, and I really love how he delivered his speech from the structure, his opinion, and reason, also the example. And I believe he also possible to make his speech become greater to elaborate more about the reason why English is a big part for us. Maybe he can explore more through his personal story. I think that's all. Back to you, Madam GE.
Okay, thank you, our table topic evaluator, Toastmaster SK. Yes, we learned a lot from you. And the next one, let me call again our timer to share her report. Please, our timer.
Okay.
Toastmaster Ellen.
Yes, wait a minute. Okay, so the time report or TM Dini 4 minutes 43 seconds and TMSK is 2 minutes 7 seconds. So TMSK is eligible to be voted. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Ellen. Yes, so we only have one evaluator that eligible to be voted, so I don't think we need to count the ballot. Is it correct, Toastmaster Nabila?
Yes, so Toastmaster SK will be the winner for the evaluator because he's the single nomination.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Nabila. All right, we move. Oh, I'm sorry, I muted myself. Yes, I want to say, we move to another evaluation. Let me call our WOD counter, Toastmaster Koyum, to share his report. How many times we say WOD and filler words. Please, the screen is yours.
Tell them what I hope would be impossible, 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 impossible. Fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back with my report for today. I was thinking about like SCBD Toastmasters members, visiting Toastmasters members are giving me a little bit work only for today. Is it because you all are actually practicing English very well today with our native New York speaker? I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I have a list that I have here today with all of your fillowers. Let's start with our Madam General Evaluator. She has one one unnecessary but, and a repeated word calling the timer one time. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our timer, Alan. She have a repeated word of so one time, a filler word of two times, and our ballot counter Nabila with the filler word of three times. Even though that you have a small role here today, but you have a bigger things to do, and also you have one unnecessary so in your word, so perhaps it can be eliminated in the future. Toastmasters Day, our speaker today, you have a repeated word of and three times in your speech, and my friend and myself and my family. Those things can be combined as my friend, family, and me. Ladies and gentlemen, next we have also Toastmasters Day with a repeated of the word in my, in my, in my for three times. You can also combine it as in my wallet, in my shelf, as in my wallet, shelf, and office. Yeah. So we have the next one, Toastmaster Dini, our evaluator today. With the 4 minutes, you have a all right three times. You have also okay for twice, and a repeated word of and I believe for one time. Yeah, you repeated it twice. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is my report for today. And let us give a round of applause to one and only the Queen, Madam General Evaluator, for using the word of the day 3 times for today. And with that, back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Koyum. Wah, very ini ya. Okay, I mentioned many filler words. You listen very well because it's like very detailed for even a little filler words. Thank you. The next one is our grammarian, Toastmaster Leonie. Toastmaster Leonie, please share your report. The screen is yours.
Thank you, Madam G. Now let's get into the grammarian report. Thank you so much for all of you who are using word of the day. I noticed that every single participant is using our word of the day in the beginning of this meeting because I told you so. But I noticed that there's a lack of using this word at this meeting. It's actually quite an easy word to say, but I don't know why. It is okay, no problem, because we're going to get into what are the things that we can learn today. So, first of all, wait, this is the word of the day. Let's move on to our report. First, we want to expand our vocabulary. In this educational session, I collect lots of new vocabularies that we can use together. It was beautiful vocabularies that were being pronounced really well, exact, because both of our moderator and our educational speaker is an English teacher, so they're giving us the example. The first one would be unmute yourself. Can anyone say this word? Unmute yourself and say this word.
Hurdle.
Hurdle.
Hurdle. That is correct. It's a hurdle. Yep. And the definition would be an obstacle or difficulty. Hurdle. Second one. Can I hear you, all of your voice?
Perpetual.
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 Oh, I heard Toastmaster Gayatri using the IPA. That is right. Perpetual. Perpetual. There's a shush there in the middle. Perpetual. So what is the meaning of perpetual? It is never ending or changing. I love that our educational speaker said that we're always at this perpetual learning. The third word is, I see, can I hear?
Paradigm.
Paradigm.
Okay, so which one is the right one?
Paradigm.
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 So, Mr. Donna, can you say this word? Oh, wait, Toastmaster Donna is not here, but the correct one would be paradigm. Because you see the IPA, it was not dime. I don't know why, but it's dim. Paradigm. So, what is a paradigm? It's a typical example or pattern of something, a model. And now let's move on to figures of speech that I heard. Figures of speech. What is a figure of speech? It is a rhetorical device that uses words in a non-literal or imaginative way to create a particular effect or meaning. And I heard beautiful one. It is learning is always a two-way street. Who said this? Anyone remember?
Naya.
That is correct. It is from our educational speaker, Naya. So what kind of figure of speech is this? It is metaphor because it actually a figure of speech that directly compares two unlike things by stating that one is another. Learning is always a two-way street, so it's like a street. learning. We always have to give and take, and just like a two-way street, it always do the opposite way. So this is the example of a metaphor. Using a metaphor can simplify complex ideas through a vivid comparison, making them more relatable. Now, I would like to share you our beautiful thoughts and quotes or phrases. And the first one would be, saving is not always about money, but also investing in friendships and enjoying the present. Whose thoughts are this?
Our speaker, Dede.
That is correct. This beautiful thoughts came from our speaker today, Toastmaster Dede. The last one, challenge are actually good. They make you grow. And that is what life is all about. Who said this? Challenge are actually good. They make you grow. And that is what life is all about. Nobody remember this? It is from our educational speaker, Naya, as well. So that is all from me as your grammarian for today. I hope you can take one or two things from this report. Let's learn together. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Okay, thank you, our grammarian Toastmaster Leonie. Okay, that's all from my ranger, and they already shared the report. Now it's my turn. First of all, I want to say thank you for SCBD Toastmaster for inviting me. As always, you always open the room earlier, even not on time earlier, and it's very great to give a chance for all the participants to come early and have a small talk before the session begin. And also, I'm sorry for coming late and had some trouble issue back then. That's why I want to say thanks to our Tom Toastmaster Wilson, because he successfully recovering some role to buying the time waiting me to introduce my ranger. And also he did very well welcoming all the participants by calling their name and say welcome to this and blah blah blah, and it's very helpful, especially for the first time, because they will feel comfortable by joining this session even though they feel like a bit unfamiliar with the situation. Good job, Toastmaster Wilson. And also for our moderator, Toastmaster Donna, you did very well. You introduced the speakers and also leading the edu session very smoothly, giving the participant to ask a chance for asking, and also giving our edu speaker to have a warming up. Yes, I really appreciate for our edu speakers this warming up. You did very well because it make us engage with your content and for your speech. Yes, I think it's very good to start the edu session. And for our evaluator one, Toastmaster Dini, I like how you remind us about Toastmaster Dede topics, because the gap from the evaluation and the prepared speech is wider. So it's very important to remind us again what Toastmaster Dede speech about. And you give also Toastmaster Dede improvement. And for our table topic master, Toastmaster Minji Kim, oh, okay. I like how you choose an open question. Your question are very easy to relate for everyone. That's why the speakers can answer very confidently because they know what they are gonna say. And for our table topic evaluator, wow, you are very detailed even for each speakers. You summarize again what they speech and also give suggestion for them to improve. For AW counter, singing is a good choice to give an engaging report because we listen and we connect again with this meeting, especially if we realize that evaluation session is in the third section. So some people may be feeling bored, maybe feeling tired with the entire session, and by singing, you make us to focus again to the meeting. Okay, and the second one is for our grammarian. Wow, you this is very amazing because you open the report by the pronunciation. We learn a lot about how to pronounce some words, even though we think it's very common to use or to mention the word, but sometimes we miss the pronounce. Also, you explain a bit about the metaphor. It's very insightful for us. And for the ballot counter, you prepare the link fast and it makes the meeting went well. And for the timer as well, you timing for each speaker very detailed and very fast to give the report. But my suggestion, I wish I could see your beautiful face. Or yes, I think that's all from me. Overall, I really love to be here. I really love to seeing all of you doing your best for improving ourselves in this session. That's all from me. And let me call the Toastmaster Nabila for Hall of Fame. Toastmaster Nabila, are you ready?
Yes, so let me just share screen my PPT. Yes, everyone can see my PPT right now.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, so everyone, with the limited time, so here our Hall of Fame session. The first one, the most favorite prepared speech speaker, the one and only speaker for today, Toastmaster Dede. Yay! Congratulations, Toastmaster Dede.
Thank you,
Take a
Toastmaster
picture.
Nabila.
In 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay. Next, to the most favorite table topic speaker goes to DTM Yusuf. Congratulations to DTM Yusuf for the favorite table topic speaker.
Is Mr. Yusuf, are you available for a picture? I don't think he is. We can go on.
Okay, so next, the most favorite evaluator goes to Toastmaster SK. Congratulations, Toastmaster SK.
She's not in the room.
Okay, so let's move on to the next. This is the VPM of SCBD Toastmasters. So if everyone has question or anything question about the Toastmaster, please do contact him. And I think that's all for my Hall of Fame session. And I will give control back to the Toastmaster Toastmaster of the meeting. Or
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. We will continue with the center of the meeting, please. Thank you. Wilson, are you available to speak?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Donna, for the introduction. Now, that concludes the end of our lovely session. Thank you very much to all the speakers, evaluators, edu-session speakers, as well as the role takers for your participation in this meeting. And with this, I would like to officially adjourn myself, and I would like to give the control back to our Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Donna.
Hello, I am here. Can you see me? Here she is. Oh my goodness. So bright. Okay. Okay. Apologies for being green quite literally. I hope I'm still visible. Hello. 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 Okay, anywho, that's okay. That's okay. Oh my God. The thing couldn't even recognize my face. Oh my dear Lord. Okay, I will not pin myself. So excuse me while I collect myself. So thank you very much everyone for coming tonight. We really had a great time, especially with the education session with Naya from New York University. I hope that it's gonna help you through your journey in learning English as well, adults. And just quick announcements for next week. We are going to have our meeting in person at the Ministry of Education. So please join us then. We will meet on Friday at 7. And the theme to celebrate Vesak will be a time of reflection with the word of the day, serenity. So please come. Looking forward to having you there. And oh my goodness, I'm going. Let me try again. Okay, still creepy, but it's a slightly better kind of creepy. So, with the power vested in me, I officially adjourn this meeting. Thank you, everyone. Happy weekend. Unmute yourselves, please. Happy weekend.
Happy morning,
Weekend, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Everyone.
Please stay if you'd like to have a chit chat. I think we can stop recording, please.